Hello and welcome to Triple Threat, an NBA DFS showcase to you by GAB Sports. I'm your boy, Young Moolah, and we're here on December 1st, 2025. We have a 6-game slate here on DraftKings today that we want to analyze and give you our top plays for. Here at GAB Sports, what we do, we build lineups and we build bankrolls. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and get right to it. We got to introduce ourselves. We are gentle and blissful, gifted and beautiful, generous and benevolent, and most appreciatively, we are grateful and blessed. We are guidelines to achieve and build. GAB Sports. We're just proud of the fact that we have been delivering. Yes, we're delivering here at GAB Sports. Go ahead, tell your friends all about us. Get on board as we take this journey. Go ahead. Once again, we ask you for your kindness, like the video, please subscribe to our channel, and definitely feel free to leave a comment. We love the interaction. Any questions you may have, any suggestions, whatever you like to say. Just be respectful, be honest, and enjoy yourself, man, because I'm enjoying myself. That's one thing I will always do is enjoy myself, right? Nobody's going to bring us down here because we are striving to be the best that we can be. We're striving to do better each and every day. That's what we do. All right. In looking at this slate today, I just see a couple of potential traps. One being that Atlanta-Detroit game, which on the surface should be a very enticing game. But the fact that Atlanta is not only on a third game in 4 nights, but they're also coming off of a double overtime game where their top players just logged a crap load of minutes last night. Several dudes over 40 plus minutes last night. I can see them pulling back heavily, sitting quite a few dudes today. And then this game against the Detroit Pistons going just to crap right away. Probably a non-competitive game. I can just see that scenario. You know, sometimes you don't bank on things like that, but just I'm anticipating that as a strong possibility for today's slate. Will be our plays of the day. Today's triple threats. Welcome to today's triple threats. The for 12/1/2025. Yes, the calendar has turned into our final month of the year on a roll here at GAB Sports with our picks. Today's triple threats. We have to say that we have been doing very well. We feel very comfortable with our process. We do our due diligence, and we do not include picks in this triple threat list that we believe are just marginal. That's why you have to meet a certain criteria. We are picking just the best picks on today's slate each and every day. The creme de la creme picks. That's why we keep a tight player pool. We only play 4 or 5 lineups. We want to keep it that way. That gives us the ability to offer the strongest picks, the strongest plays all year long. Hopefully it will continue on that path with today's selections as well. Monday, December 1st, 2025. All right. Starting off, we have a guy who I want to get his name correct. I'm very interested in getting people's names correct. I think that's a sign of respect, and it's a sign of disrespect when you continue to butcher people's names without trying to find out really how to say their names. So we're going to give this a good try. I'm pretty sure I got the last name correct. Not totally positive on the first name, but Igor Joman is our first triple threat of the day. Coming in at 4,400 for the Brooklyn Nets, hosting the Charlotte Hornets. And we know he's going to be a very popular pick. It's going to be Chalk City today for this guy. His early projections are close to 6%. Could probably rise even more because people are going to be looking for value, and so are we. We're just going to know that this is a strong pick. We're not going to shy away from it because he's in one of the prime matchups of the day going against this Charlotte Hornets team who doesn't even think about playing defense, and he's just too cheap. He's getting around 30 minutes per game. I mean, we like this guy. This guy's like 6'8", right? Playing the point guard spot. He can handle. He can create. He can shoot. And he's starting to get that confidence. And that's one thing we like here at GAB, our guys with confidence, because they can deliver, especially when they're just this cheap. We think he can crush this price. Igor Joman coming in as the first triple threat of the day. Second pick that we have today, we're going to move right into it, is Desmond Bane for the Orlando Magic, and probably the best matchup of the day. When you look at this being the highest total in the slate, and he's coming in at 7,700, and with Paolo Banchero out, this guy has been a lot more aggressive because initially when he came over, he was kind of deferring, playing the background role of the big three. They got Banchero, Wagner, Desmond Bane. He was just fading a little too far into the background, being a little too timid. And so his aggression has ticked up quite a bit since Banchero has been out. And we're going to go ahead and capitalize on that in this very tasty matchup. Desmond Bane coming in at 7,700 for the Orlando Magic. And we have another old school favorite of ours, and that will be Kawhi Leonard traveling down to the South Beach. Paced up spot for the Clippers, who are traditionally one of the slower paced teams in the league, but they're getting paced up quite a bit here. And so you got to love the Los Angeles Clippers today. Several of their players will be pretty popular, but we're going to go ahead and stick with probably the guy who will generate maybe the least amount of ownership amongst their top players. That will be Kawhi Leonard. Why? Because he's 7,800 and he's pretty much on a minutes cap. So people are kind of shy away from things like that. Not here at GAB, because we follow the numbers, and at a very highly efficient 1.565 fantasy points per minute over the last two games, we are going to roll the dice because we're trying to win first place. Here at GAB, we're going to roll the dice with Kawhi Leonard. Why do you say we're rolling the dice? Well, because it's a small sample size. But the fact that the small sample size is in play, we're going to neglect that or not give it much credence, because we're going to put a lot more reliance and a lot more meaning onto the matchup. The matchup matters here at GAB Sports. We're a matchup maven. We believe we smash matchups better than anybody out here, and we're going to trust that this is the matchup that gives the Clippers so many more possessions that Kawhi Leonard, even in 30 minutes, can go nuclear here today. And so we're going to go ahead and trust in that, and we're going to play a ton of this guy at 7,800, Kawhi Leonard for the Los Angeles Clippers. Our fourth pick, we're going to go right to the top. Yeah, this is our top spin-up guy. And again, this could be looked at as another potentially fragile, a fragile triple threat because of the minutes cap. And again, we're not in love with these minutes caps. It's just that we have identified certain guys as guys who can just crush even in a minutes cap. And this is the type of guy, Giannis, he can deliver over 2 fantasy points per minute in 30, 32 minutes, 29 minutes. He can still come in at 60 to 70 fantasy points here on DraftKings. And we're just going to trust that he's got such a good matchup that he'll just be delivering at that high rate that he usually does. So we're going for Giannis as our top spin up. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 11-5. Frankly, I have to admit, I was going to end this triple threat list for today, December 1st, 2025, at 4 players. Because again, we have very selective criteria for you to be able to make this list. We are very protective of our reputation in delivering only the smash plays here at GAB Sports. And so I was going to be done at 4 plays. These were my top 4 plays. But right before I started making this video, the news came out that a certain player was out, and so I had to add this guy because he will allow us to get up to our top spin ups today. That will be Marvin Bagley, coming in at only 3,500. What can you say? Bagley, whenever he's inserted into a prominent role and he's this cheap, I mean, you just have to go all in. Need I say more? It's that simple. Just put him in every lineup at the center position or the utility, because he's center only, I believe, on DraftKings. So we just go ahead and insert him into the lineups. Don't even think about it. And that will allow you to pay up. And that won't have any reservations. There's no cap here at GAB Sports. Minimum 4 of these guys will be in every lineup that I make today. All right. So let's recap today's triple threats. The for 12/1/2025, we have Yegor Zhomon at the point guard's position for the Brooklyn Nets at 4,400. Our next play, Desmond Bane, the Orlando Magic shooting guard, 7,700 aggressive of late. And so we're going to bank on him having a big game in this pace-up matchup here against the Chicago Bulls. Then we have Kawhi Leonard, another extreme pace-up game for the Clippers. And we are going to bank that Kawhi Leonard delivers a monster performance here on the road in South Beach, coming in at 7,800. Kawhi Leonard. And our big spend up, we are going to roll with Giannis Antetokounmpo. What can you say? He's the Greek freak. Nothing more needs to be said. We've tabbed him as our guy. Bank on it. Marvin Bagley as our final triple threat of the day. He's the super cheap value play that we will need. And he can also deliver, 8, 9x, that kind of a multiple out of a 3,500 punt center play. And we think that that's definitely reasonable. Marvin Bagley coming in as the final triple threat of the day. Your today's triple threats presented by GAB Sports. Good luck to all. Peace out. There we have our for 12/1/2025. Today's triple threats brought to you by GAB Sports. Triple threat and NBA DFS showcase. So right now we want to go ahead and head on over to DraftKings. And we're going to first do a quick review of our lineups for Friday. And we didn't do all that well, but, we're still going to review the lineups. We had the picks. We just didn't combine them all together. And then our outside picks that were outside of our triple threats just didn't come through in some of our lineups. So that's how it ended up for us on Friday. So look at this line. This, I think, was our best lineup, 291 points, and you needed quite a few points just to get the cash line. So this, we didn't even cash in this lineup. And so we had Yegor Zhomin, who was one of our triple threats of the day. We had him on Friday and caught that smash game as well. But then we had Gary Trent and Asar Thompson. Asar Thompson just, wet the bed, And so he only brought us 20 points. Gary Trent was even worse, brought us 5 points. So that really brought this lineup way down because we utilized some of our triple threats of that day. We had Tyrese Maxey. We had our smash play of the day, which was TJ McConnell. And we were heavy on that Charlotte game with Miles Bridges and Kalkbrenner. And we also got over to Jalen Johnson, who was the play of the day. Actually, he ended up smashing. So this lineup had some good pieces, just didn't quite put it all together. And so that's how we ended up outside of the money. But our process was great. We're doing each and every day. We were getting a lot of the smash plays. So don't deny that. And so today, we're going to go ahead and build right now. Away, $50K to first, $15. Let's see who we want to roll with. It's a 15,000 plus entry contest. So you got to be a large field here. That being the case, we know we can't just be super safe, although we're going to stick to our tight core, which many of these plays will be pretty popular. We know that, but it's only a 6-game slate. So guess what? We want to lock in those points. So guess who we're going to start with? Locking in those points. We're going with this guy. Giannis. Yeah, give me 65, buddy. Right out the gate. We want 65 out of you. So we're going to put him in right away at the power forward spot. And we said, don't even think about this play, right? Don't even think about this next play. Just put him in your lineup. It's just no need to think about it, right? Marvin Bagley, 3,500. No-brainer. Okay? Who's another guy that we like? How about that same guy that we used on Friday? Yegor Zhomin, coming in at a juicy 4,400. Yegor Zhomin, 4,400. With all of that playing time that he's going to get, we got to love that play, right? Certainly got to love that play. And now, which play do we want to look at next? How about this one? Yep, that's right. That's the play. That's the signal. It's the bat signal coming from up above. The gong is the bat signal for us here at GAB Sports on your Triple Threat NBA DFS showcase. It's the play of the day. Homeboy Hoobie Hammond, play of the day, coming at you. Let's just get right to it. Hard as a mother, shut your mouth. Yes, going up against your Chicago Bulls. Coming over this offseason from the Memphis Grizzlies to the Orlando Magic. It's Desmond Bane, your homeboy Hoobie Hammond, for Monday, December 1st, 2025. The guy you're just going to need. He's going to bring us the bacon, right? He's going to bring us the Christmas presents. He's Santa Claus, delivering all the goodies to the kids. Desmond Bane, your Orlando Magic, against the Chicago Bulls in the tastiest, juiciest total of the day, 238.5. He's going to be the smash play of the day. We will have him in every lineup. Desmond Bane, today's homeboy Hoobie Hammond, play of the day. All right. So that being out of the way, yeah, we get a little excited when we do that. So it's all right. Just go ahead and humor me, man. We just come along, but trust in the play, okay? All right. So now we have 5,700 average for the rest of our lineup. We know we like some Kawhi Leonard, but I think we want to go cheaper in this lineup. We want to go a little cheaper in this lineup to see who we can squeeze in right here. We do like Tyson of Cleveland. Maybe we play revenge narrative here with our guy, Chris Middleton. Why not? Let's see if he can do anything in a game. I wish this game was in Milwaukee. Maybe that would add a little more incentive to him going back to the Milwaukee crowd. But it's the same team. Maybe he sees Giannis, gets a little excited, and delivers, a characteristic good game. I mean, because his games have been pretty ho-hum for the most part. He had one really good game. But we'll go ahead and play him with that narrative in play, and that gives us the ability to go to our guy then. Let's just go ahead and do it. We'll put him right here. 7,800 Kawhi Leonard at the small forward spot. So that gives us an average of 5,150 for the remaining two positions. Kobe White, I believe, is out. Let me go ahead and double check that. Kobe White, it says, is doubtful. So, yeah, he's going to be out. Dosmo's minutes pretty high, man. Just going to roll with Dosmo. All right, let's put him at the guard spot. Ayo Dosmo, guard, 5,400. That leaves us with 4,900 for the utility. Lonzo or Tyson of the Cleveland Cavaliers most likely fits that bill. Lonzo Ball in it for now, with the caveat that we can definitely replace that guy if we need to. But we'll go ahead and put him in because I think with this out listed next to him, people are going to shy away from it because I'm pretty sure he's playing today, and then the Cavs may have several dudes that are sitting today. So we're just going to kind of wait to get that news before we finalize this particular lineup. Those last guard forward utility spots will be in flux for us in this lineup here. I will mention that. But we'll just go ahead and keep this for now. And so you have recap. Igor Joman, Desmond Bane, Kawhi Leonard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Marvin Bagley are 5 triple threats of the day, all put in the same lineup. Then we mixed in 3 guys who we're just going to play around with, and that will be Ayo Dosunmu, Chris Middleton, both offering some correlation to our couple of our triple threat plays. And then we have Lonzo Ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. The 4-point play. Their 4-point play. Another 15,000. Similar number of entries. Okay. So instead of Giannis, let's see, is there any other spin up that we can go with in this particular slate? Yeah, well, I'll just balance it out like this. Power forward, we want to go with Evan Mobley. Center, no questions asked, Marvin Bagley. How many minutes Krejci been getting? This is going to be a potential angle that we'll have for that Atlanta-Detroit game, because I do believe some news will come out where some of these guys may be deactivated today that played those heavy minutes. But a guy like Krejci will benefit from that, right? He and like Ricochet, some of these guys will probably get a lot more minutes today. So we'll just go ahead and insert him in here. See if there's anybody else that we want to put in this lineup from the Atlanta Hawks. Congo's super expensive. We do like Daniels. Porzingis is already rolled out. All right, let's roll with this guy. Another guy. I'm going to put him at the shooting guard. Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Okay, we got two Hawks. And now we're going to go to our strong plays. Our homeboy, Hubie Hammond. We're going to put in our dude, Desmond Bane. All right. Point guard, Yegor Zhomon, 4,400. Utilities, we got 7,500 per slot. Okay, let's see. Kawhi, 78. And then we 7,200 for our utility. Benedict Mathurin looks pretty good. Norman Powell. Con Kniple. Just put Brandon Miller in there. We're going to leave ourselves 800. Some wiggle room. These are some of the things we do. This is early in the day, so we're not going to just be too strict on how we finalize these here lineups. This is basically the core of the lineup is built, but we're going to give us that wiggle room, that latitude to be able to adjust, fine-tune things. So we're leaving 800 on the table here, just in case we have to make some late adjustments based on any news that comes out, particularly interested in that Atlanta-Detroit game. And so this is just a part of our process that some days you have to just, kind of wait it out, right? But we're just going to give you a good start here. Igor Zhomon, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Vit Krejci, both of the Atlanta Hawks, and we're waiting on some sort of indicators we get on how to proceed with those Atlanta Hawks today. And then we have Evan Mobley, who we do like today very much in this matchup against Indiana. And then Marvin Bagley, one of our triple threats, obviously, that we're going to put in every lineup. And Desmond Bane, the homeboy Hubie Hammond, play of the day. And then we have Kawhi Leonard and Brandon Miller of the Charlotte Hornets. All right, so there you have our final lineup. Now we want to go ahead and sign off. But again, thank you for joining us here today. Once again, please take the time, like the video, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media at GAB4Young, and most definitely have fun today. Enjoy the slate of the year with the final month. December is upon us. So if you're receiving any kind of snow, look at it as a blessing. We don't get snow out here in California, but I am truly thrilled that we do get pretty good weather. The weather is just, it's just amazing, right? But I would like to see some snow sometimes. I'm a little bit jealous of you guys with all that snow. I'm not envious of you having to, shovel the snow out of your driveways and all that, but it just looks pretty. So enjoy it. Treat it as a blessing, not as a chore. Again, hope to see you all at the top of the standings right alongside myself here on DraftKings. Good day to you all.